Phoenix Raceway. This is a moment you have all been waiting for. Please welcome Ace Hardware owner, representing Craftsman, Brian Cabot.
Drivers, start your engines.
Only 150 laps remain in 2024 for the trucks. 4 drivers going for 1 trophy. The green flag next on FS1.
Out here in the heart of the desert, destiny whispers.
We welcome you to Phoenix, Arizona.
Some ignore it, but others answer the call.
Tonight, we will crown a champion.
Oh, I see visions in my dreams.
Green light. A place where legends are born and where dreams are lost. Because here,
Big hit.
every choice, every turn, and every last push to the limit brings you closer to that one defining moment.
Look at this battle for the lead.
Through the fight and at the edge of glory, a champion awaits. 4 drivers, 1 final race.
All comes down to this.
Destiny's calling. Are you ready to answer?
I see visions, all my visions set me free.
First ever race for the Craftsman Truck Series 1995, right here at Phoenix Raceway. Tonight, the tailgaters competing here for the 34th time. Qualifying earlier today, let's take a look at our Craftsman starting lineup. The championship players did, in fact, deliver on the pole. Ty Majeski, it's his 6th pole of 2024. 3rd time he's done it in the playoffs. Starting alongside Corey Heim. Both will be strong tonight as they try and run down the crown.
Back in row number 2, Christian Eckes, one of our championship 4. You see him starting alongside the outlier, Stuart Friesen, the only non-championship 4 in the top 5.
We're going to see Grant Enfinger, that Chevy alongside Dean Thompson on row 3. He's racing a Toyota tonight.
And now we talk to the man that starts on the pole, Phil.
Hey, Ty Majeski, this is a Fox booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud clear up there.
All right, buddy, we know that truck was awfully fast in practice last night. You got the pole today. You've been here before. What's it going to take to get that thing to victory lane and win this championship?
Man, just execution at the right time. These championships come down to making the right decisions on restarts. I've seen races, that end in the long run, but they're far and few between. So the focus is executing on restarts tonight, something I've been put a big emphasis on leading up to this race. So hopefully we make those right decisions and walk out of here with a championship with our Road Ranger Ford F-150.
Hey, it's Michael Budd. What do you think the key to this racetrack is? Is it 3 and 4 or 1 and 2? What's the hardest part for you to get your arms around?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you have to have versatility in your truck. You have to be able to put it in different situations and have it react well. So that's been an emphasis of ours coming back from last year. I felt like I was vulnerable in certain situations. So I feel like we fixed that coming into this year. I feel really good about our race truck tonight. Everybody at Motorsport's been working really, really hard, and it shows we have a great chance tonight.
We appreciate you, Ty. Have a good night.
And now our Craftsman track description.
This place is magical. Look at that scene here. The track's a mile in length. You see both corners are different. The banking is different. The radiuses are different. And that means, like Ty just said, you got to be versatile. You got to be able to take care of business on both ends to be successful.
Take a look at our race analysis. You see this race is 150 laps, 150 miles, stage 1, 45, stage 2, 45. Points don't matter. You see that final stage, 60 laps, pit window 80 to 85. That means we shouldn't have any green flag pit stops, but we ran 29 extra laps last year. That was unheard of. Hopefully it won't happen again.
Let's hear one more time from our pit reporters. Before we go green, we start off with Regan Smith.
Well, and we got 4 guys going for a championship, but the rest of the field trying to play spoiler tonight. If you want to look for a spoiler, look no further than Lane Riggs, 2 wins in the last 6 races and opening up the playoffs with those wins. One of the tracks, Milwaukee, very similar in parts of it to what we're going to have here at Phoenix tonight. He told me they are trying a completely different setup here at Phoenix than what his former, what the former driver of that truck, Zane Smith, ran 2 years ago to win the championship. Watch out for Lane. They're going to try and be the spoiler tonight. Amanda?
And Stuart Friesen wants everyone to watch out for him, especially those championship drivers who he is sandwiched in between. Now, he said, I'm not going to mess up anyone's race tonight, but I don't mind playing spoiler here. I want this win. Stuart called it a rebuilding year for him and this team and said that he's so happy that the hard work is paying off right now at the last race of the season as he looks forward to 2025. Todd?
Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, Nick Sanchez qualified 7th, had a really good truck in practice. He liked the way it drove. He's got his first 2 wins in the series this year. Would love to nothing more than to finish tonight off with another win. Adam?
Thank you, Todd. Look forward to the coverage from downstairs tonight. It will be big. We talk about strategy and all the elements that make you successful here in Phoenix. Now our onboard cameras, Michael.
Rolling off 5th, Grant Enfinger in that Champion Power Equipment truck. He's got some great views here. We'll be able to look out the front and see what this is all about. Hopefully he won't see any more trucks in front of him most of the night, Phil.
We're also going to ride along with Christian Eckes, our winner last week at Martinsville. 4 wins on the season in this Napa Chevy, and he will be starting from the 4th position, 1 spot ahead of Enfinger.
And on the outside of the front row, Corey Heim in that number 11 truck. A lot of people, Adam, say that this is the favorite to win this race tonight. I personally think it's too close to call, but we're riding on board with all 4 championship contenders.
Yeah, we're also going to ride with our pole sitter. We just spoke to him just a few moments ago. This is the Roan Ranger Ford for Ty Majeski trying to get Duke Thorson another championship here in the Craftsman Truck Series.
And now let's hear from some of these championship drivers and their team radio. We start things off Team 9 and Grant Enfinger.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm very, very proud of it. We have earned our right to be here. I'm optimistic tonight. Let's just go for broke.
Appreciate all you guys. It's been an awesome journey, 2 years. Look forward to tonight. We'll fight all the way to the end. Proud of everyone who would want to do it with anybody else. Let's finish this fight.
Boys, you guys are without question the best group on this series, and I appreciate how hard you've worked all year. I greatly appreciate it on my part here. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to drive it. Thank you guys for a great season. Top it off with a good win.
All right, boys, proud of all you guys. Let's execute tonight, every single one of us. Let's do our jobs, and let's hoist this thing at the end of the night. Thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure.
Adam, I just think it's an honor and a pleasure to get to race for a championship, and you can just hear it in those guys' voices about how much it means to each one of them.
Ty Majeski won the pole earlier today. He takes the outside lane to start this race. To his left, Corey Heim. We'll talk about the 4 championship drivers all night long. Whoever finishes the best gets the crown. Green flag in the air. We are racing at Phoenix.
At least 5 wide, Michael.
I hope folks at home didn't think I was kidding about that, what they would see when they threw the green flag, and it's only going to get more and more dramatic as the night goes. Wow, look at that pack of trucks. Majeski with a great start. He's able to get that jump and driving off to a nice lead right now.
So Christian Eckes all over the back of Corey Heim. That's a battle for the 2nd spot. Eckes is going to try to make a move around the outside.
Look how down low Heim is able to run below the yellow line. No out of bounds here at Phoenix. You can go wherever your truck will stick.
You look at our pylon. Those drivers highlighted in yellow, the ones alive for the championship. Majeski leading Heim and Eckes. You have to drop back to 8th to find Grant Enfinger in the 9. We're on board here with the driver from Alabama.
Fair Hope, Alabama. Hoping for a championship here tonight.
Heard that truck bottom out the transitions onto and off of the racetrack through the dog leg. You can hear those trucks bombing out.
Look how low Connor Mozak was able to run on that corner, well off the road, down on the apron, making it work.
Solid start for some of those non-playoff drivers. Todd talked about Nick Sanchez moving on to Xfinity next year, looking for his 3rd win of the season tonight. Stuart Friesen, so good in qualifying in the top 5. Can't say enough about the day for Dean Thompson. Michael, you mentioned Connor Mozak. Honeycutt and Riggs in the top 10 as well, working around those championship contenders.
I bet you most of the garage would have probably said Lane Riggs might be your favorite to win this race if one of our championship 4 didn't. He's off to a bit of a slow start, but we'll see how he runs in the long run. These trucks are going to change quite a lot over the next 20, 30 laps, Bill.
Here, there's Chase Purdy, that 77 right behind Lane Riggs, had a great run here last year.
Look at the advantage for Majeski out front. Nearly a 1.5-second lead over Corey Heim.
Last time by, Adam, he was 0.2 of a second faster than any other truck in the field.
See Grant Enfinger trying to make the move around the inside of Connor Mozak in that 7 truck.
Couple of Chevys working against each other here. This is the battle for 7th.
I think Grant's got the best of him. He can get down into turn 3 even with that 7 truck. Maybe get that nose slightly ahead. And that's what he does, dives in there deep.
Good move by Enfinger, move him up to the 7th spot.
You think these non-championship guys want to be made aware by their spotter who they're racing with when it's someone that's in line for that trophy? The last thing you want to do is create an issue for someone who's in that position.
Especially this early in the race. You know, you start to smell victory as the laps wind down. You're probably not going to be as courteous as you might be right now.
Back in the day when Michael and I raced a Cup Series, Dick Beatty was the guy in charge, and he would say at the last race of the year, if you hit one of those competitors, you better go find the rest of them and hit them too.
Underway, stage 1 at Phoenix. Ty Majeski started on the pole, and he's out front now. Long way to go in the desert. It's the season finale, championship night for the trucks. Laps in to stage 1. It's the Craftsman Truck Series live at Phoenix Raceway. Ty Majeski started out front after qualifying on the pole earlier today. He leads Corey Heim. Christian Eckes, Sanchez, and Friesen complete the top 5. And Grant Enfinger, who fell to 8th at the start, has worked his way up to 6th, and he may not be done yet. Here's how he got that 6th position.
You know, I talked earlier, Adam, about how these trucks will change in 10, 15 laps, and Grant's truck is liking those hot, older tires. He's been able to make some nice moves. Nobody has been in the same area code as Ty Majeski until the last couple of laps. Corey Haim's starting to match his lap times, and Grant is right there as well.
You know, a lot of the crew chiefs and teams look at the average speed over the course of the entire practice session. Ty Majeski was 0.2 of a second quicker than anybody else. The other 3 championship contenders were right there together, but Majeski by far had the best truck in practice.
Well, Phil, to your point on Grant Eppinger just a few moments ago, he told the team the truck is actually turning much better tonight than what it was in practice on the Thursday evening. He likes where that truck is going right now, said it lacks just a little bit of grip. Crew Chief Jeff Stankiewicz radioed to him, the lap times are coming back to us. Keep doing what you're doing. We like what we're seeing right now.
And Regan, on the onboard camera, you can really see him make ground off the corner. Looks like the truck is turning really good, and he's working the wheel on exit, meaning that's the little bit of grip he needs in order to be able to be even faster yet. But you can see making move after move. That 9 truck is looking solid early.
Regan mentioned his crew chief, Jeff Stankiewicz, who won the championship right here at Phoenix in 2020 with Sheldon Creed, as Majeski works around the lap truck of Spencer Boyd.
Yeah, these trucks and now we're starting to get some lap traffic. So this Thad Moffitt, the 46 truck, going a lap down to Majeski in the 98.
Yeah, Phil, normally race car drivers like to complain about their vehicles. Ty Majeski has not said one single word since the start of this race. He's out there in front just having a ball.
Tom, what he should say is woohoo, because 0.2 of a second faster that last time by once he got through that lap traffic. This 98 truck and Ty Majeski is getting it done.
There's crew chief Joe Shear Jr. on the left side. He's a championship winner with Johnny Sauter a few years ago.
Battle for 17th. Daniel Dye is there. William Sawalich a part of the action. So is Ben Rhodes, who won the championship 1 season ago right here in Phoenix.
Ben's going to take the shortcut through the dog leg, and you would think as much shorter as that is, you would automatically gain a lot of ground, but it really doesn't happen that way.
Look at Matt Crafton. We know he's a bottom feeder. He really likes to run on the inside of tracks, and he's been able to really take advantage of going low in 1 and 2, catching up to Daniel Dye in that 43 Napa truck.
Yeah, you can run that second lane down here in 3 and 4. Most of the drivers will stay close to the bottom, but when we get down here, as we go through the dog leg, you get down here to turn number 1, that's when the lines will vary. As much as 80 or 90 feet, they'll vary.
Yeah, they could go way high and try that out as well, and you'll see drivers doing just that.
I was watching the race back from last year. They went through 1 and 2. Matt Crafton went all the way down to the paint. Now your truck doesn't react well on the paint, not a lot of grip down there, but it does illustrate just how far you can go down below the line at Phoenix. 24 laps to go, stage 1. Majeski, Haim, Ekish, your top 3 in the desert. halfway home, stage one for the Craftsman Truck Series here at Phoenix. It's championship night. These are the 4 drivers going for the title, all in the top 5, and everybody chasing Ty Majeski, who's led the first 27 laps tonight, led the first 48 in this race a year ago. Let's get more from Todd Bodine.
Ty Majeski didn't say a word to start this race. Finally started talking, and it wasn't good. He said he's losing right rear grip on entry and exit. And we know as drivers, guys, that is not a pleasant thing, and the lap times are starting to show it.
And if he's not where he wants to be, you look at second place, and here comes the 11 of Corey Hines.
Look right over Tim Duggar's shoulders there. You're going to see that red truck number 11 closing in. You can see Corey Hines is running lap after lap master. He's cut a second off that lead that Majeski enjoys. You can see the differing lines too. I know he's working through traffic, but you got to feel around, Phil. If your truck's not handling like you want it to, move around.
Got to have a little bit of versatility, be able to move around. It was over a 2-second lead for Majeski not that long ago. Now it's about 3/4 of a second.
Down to 15 laps to go in the stage.
You have to kind of wonder, with all that speed he had on those fresh tires, driving away like he did, would he pay the price as the tires heated up? I spoke earlier about how things change, and you can see that's Heim, and he's just dealing with looseness. I think they all are right now.
Yeah, and they're only 30 laps into the run. That last run is going to be probably 55 green flag laps without cautions.
Corey Heim earlier today, he was saying that this is going to be a winner-take-all race. He feels that he needs to be in position to win this race because he thinks one of the 4 guys in this championship will take it here tonight. But as crew chief Scott Fidelity was telling me that in addition to how versatile Corey is, he can kind of anticipate what his driver wants, and that's how well that they work together. But Corey staying focused as well, Todd. I haven't heard Corey say much on the radio tonight as well, guys.
And Scott Zipadelli, the crew chief, does have championship experience. Won it with Brett Moffitt 2018. They won the penultimate race here at Phoenix and claimed the title at Homestead Miami Speedway to end the year. 13 to go, stage 1 here in the desert. Inside of 10 laps to go, stage one. Ty Majeski in lap traffic. Here comes Corey Heim trying to take over the top spot.
He's been closing quickly, and when that traffic held up our leader Majeski just a bit, Heim was ready to jump on it.
We saw reported that Majeski's a little bit free off the corner, just wasn't able to use that throttle up off the corner like Corey Heim was. Give Corey Heim the lead now.
Daniel Dye in that 43 truck just ahead, trying to stay on the lead lap.
Dye in the 20th position. So they've already put 15 trucks a lap down in the first 35 laps or so.
Man, that's a good battle right there. Two trucks slipping and sliding.
You know, points mean nothing, Michael, but you want to win the stage because you want to be out front controlling the race when you come down pit road, and obviously everybody going to pit here at the end of the stage.
Yeah, I think we've gone long enough. We will see no caution. If the caution were to come out now, I think we would finish this stage under caution, so we'll see no strategy this go round.
Yeah, we talked to some of the drivers, Phil, and they said if there's a caution 8-10 laps prior to the end of the stages, they would pit then, get their tires, and be able to gain track position, but we're not going to see that here in stage one. Oh, shifted down. Did you hear that?
Sure did. Again, I think some of these drivers talked about if the pace got down slow enough, we would see some shifting.
Did you see how close Heim came to the wall there at the start-finish line?
Leading the race. You don't think? Wow. You don't think we're talking full send, even though we're not even halfway in this race yet? He is on the gas.
Got my attention.
See that yellow truck? That's the 88 of Matt Craftsman. He's the last truck on the lead lap right now, and the caution's out.
First caution of the night.
Right in front of our leaders.
Heim nearly taken out. It's Frankie Muniz in the 27.
That got my attention. That was close for Heim.
Just as we suspected, the caution came out so close to the end of the stage, we will finish this stage under caution.
Muniz. And did you see that by Corey Heim? Wow, by the narrowest of margins.
That radio had to be something for Corey, trying to dodge the slower vehicle.
He thought about going low and decided at the last second he better go high.
It looked even worse when we look back a little bit farther back.
Last time around, he almost hit the wall. This time he almost hit one of his competitors.
I bet she's glad this stage is over. Let's regroup. Looks like Daniel Dye will be our free pass truck. This was a lap before the near miss. Very eventful couple of laps for that 11 truck.
Heim has won 6 times this year and very strong right here in Phoenix a season ago. Won the pole and won stage 2, led 47 laps. And he's going to pick up the victory in stage 1 tonight as the caution comes out with 3 to go, and he'll follow the pace truck around one more time and see that green and white checkered flag.
Let's give a call to Dean Thompson. Dean's being shown in the 6th spot. Been solid, great qualifying effort, been solid the entire night.
Well, we saw the problems Connor Jones had in Miami and was suspended last week. He's done a nice job in this race as well, running inside the top 10 there in 9th position. So, like you said, Phil, Dean's done a great job. Seen a lot of speed in him the second half of this season, so that's good to see as he looks forward to next year.
Yeah, right behind him, the 7 of Connor Mozak, been strong all night as well. Good qualifying effort. His run up in the top 10 this entire race. There's Connor right there.
And right behind him, Lane Riggs. If you go back early in this race, he fell back to 11th or 12th, but good on the long run. And if you rewind to Milwaukee and Bristol, the 2 races he won, really turned it up in the final stage. Just hangs around stage 1, stage 2, and then boom. As soon as we go to that final stint of the race, he really puts things together. So the 38 in a great spot as we wrap up this opening stage. There it is, green and white checker for one of our championship front runners, Corey Heim. He wins the stage. Championship guys right where they need to be. All of them finished stage 1 in the top 5, but nobody as good as number 11. He's in charge at Phoenix. Sunday, we kick off a huge day of football on Fox with a special 2-hour Veterans Day pregame show live from Naval Base San Diego. Then Brock Purdy and the Niners take on Baker Mayfield and the Bucks or other regional action. It all kicks off 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox. How's your fantasy team doing, fellas? Good?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know, in my truck fantasy team, I've got Corey Heim.
Me too. He's on top of my list.
My football team's doing well.
I know they are. I saw him firsthand over the weekend. Made the trip to Lambeau.
You got wet.
Look good.
You got wet, didn't you?
Yeah. You know who I saw there? Ty Majeski.
How about that?
Yeah, he's a season ticket holder for the Green Bay Packers.
He's a cheesehead.
Yeah, he is.
Look at these crew members loosening up, getting ready for this pit stop. No mistakes by the driver. The crews have to execute perfectly tonight.
Anticipate everybody comes down here for 4 tires. And Corey Heim is leading them. Here's Todd Bodine.
Ty Majeski in 98. We watched his truck go away from him the last 20 laps of that run. Joe Shear debated what change to make. Didn't want to make the truck too tight. He's going to drop the track bar 1 round to give him some lateral grip in the back. Amanda?
You can see the pit stop operations happening for Corey Heim as he backs up there to get better on that right-hand side, left-hand side of that truck. They did remind him of these pit stop procedures and said, do not stall it on that launch, Regan.
Christian Eckes in the 19 truck, a little bit too loose in and off with no side bite the entire run. It did get a little better towards the end in the middle, tightened up just a little bit. And the 9 car of Grant Enfinger right now is still free off of the corners, not as bad as yesterday. And when he got clean air, it actually tightened the truck up just a little bit in the middle.
Change at the front. Ty Majeski wins the race off pit road. Eckes jumps to second. Corey Heim comes off third.
I said you had to be perfect as a driver. You can see he slid through his pit most of the way, and that puts the team in a bind when they get around to that left side. Getting the jack under it, he had to back up in order for them to do that, and that made that pit stop much slower than it should have been.
You lost 2 or 3 spots on pit road. Majeski's bunch did the job, got him out first.
Whoa, you see the rear tire changer trying to anticipate that truck stopping and got hung up on that spoiler.
Just misjudged it by just a little bit. He wants to get by that spoiler just as quickly as he can. Let's listen to what Corey Heim said on the radio.
That is like ice, guys. The pit box is like ice. We're going to work on that. Dude, it's like the slickest pit box I've ever been in.
That's exactly what it looked like for Enfinger as well, just sliding through there like he couldn't get it stopped. Troubles on pit road for our championship 4. The race leader when we return is Ty Majeski. Live at Phoenix Raceway on FS1, a championship weekend in NASCAR, and tonight we're focused on the Craftsman Truck Series as we look forward to crowning a champion at the end of the night. And right now your leader is one of those drivers in the championship 4, Ty Majeski. Let's get a recap on pit stops with Todd.
Yeah, guys, Ty Majeski, he's actually complaining exactly the same thing Corey Heim did. Really slick getting into his pit box. He wasn't sure what it was, but crew chief Joe Shear's having the guys put some more of the sticky stuff down. I don't know what it is. Used to be Coke syrup they use, but you can see how black it is right here. I really wonder, guys, if it's not something to do with maybe the Arca rubber that was down. I don't understand it because it's really black. It got a lot of rubber on it.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, Adam, we'd pour Coca-Cola all over pit road to try to get some grip there. And there's some traction compound that's going down on pit road. I don't understand why this is developing like it is. The ARCA cars didn't make live pit stops, so that's interesting that they're having this issue. But look how strange that looks.
Yeah, look how black it is all the way from, just past the white line entering all the way up out of their pit box.
We got the report on Majeski and his stop. We saw what happened with Heim. We saw the replay of Enfinger, and Grant on the radio also said, I don't know what happened there, but it was almost like, and it's what Heim said, you drive it on ice. I mean, you hit the brakes and then you just, take off. And so a developing story, no doubt, in pit road going to play a huge role here this evening. Restart as we begin the second stage. 2 title contenders in the front row. Majeski outside lane, the control truck, and Eckes getting after the 19 down low.
And that was a nice Nice launch by the 19. He's got his nose out in front. Majeski's able to run hard on that outside and get the position back. Look at Matt Crafton. Let me see if I can count how many wide that is. 3, 4. No, it's still tight.
And look at Corey Heim. He's jumped up to second. Grant Enfinger trying to make the inside work in the 9. That bright yellow truck back in 5th.
Yeah, Sanchez, that 2 truck, black and yellow truck, has done a nice job here, staying up in the top 5.
I was really interested to watch this 19 truck build. We know Christian wasn't happy with his truck in practice. They made some changes. Did they get the adjustment there that he needs to go up there and contend for the win? He's falling back to 3rd. See if he's got something for him in the long haul. See Lane Riggs. We talked about how he just steadily gets better and better. He's making a nice run right now.
I love it. So easy to spot that yellow truck. That loves travel stop truck.
That's a lot of love right there.
It is easy to spot, but there are 3 or 4 yellow trucks, which really makes it difficult in a way.
You see him 3 wide, 4 wide. Ooh, what a close call for Stuart Friesen trying to get underneath that 38 truck of Lane Riggs.
That could have hurt Stuart's fender too. See right there, that right front is where they touch.
Lane wanted to get down off the racetrack a little bit quicker than Stewart wanted to let him.
Enfinger was up to 5th on the restart. Actually restarted in the 5th position, was looking for more, but has now fallen to 7th, the worst of our championship drivers. Again, the championship 4 highlighted in gold in the pylon.
Grant Enfinger worked the first part of this race getting around those 2 trucks ahead of him. Now he gets to do it all over again.
What we need to do, if we're not good enough this run, what we need to do is the next pit stop is our last one. Chances are it won't be, but I think we got a plan on it.
Second caution of the night, trouble for the 91 of Jack Wood.
Hard contact with the outside safer barrier for Jack.
Scored in the 27th position. Jack competed earlier today in the ARCA race here at Phoenix.
Yeah, finished 4th in the West Series points. Today was their finale. Jack was hoping for a good run in the truck. Had a little bit of speed yesterday in practice, but I'd say that's going to be terminal, guys.
Catch what happens here down on the bottom of the racetrack.
It's on the inside of 3 wide. That's Bailey Curry in the middle of 41.
Oh, nice job by Daniel Dye avoiding that 90 spinning truck.
See Bailey Curry probably down off the racetrack as well.
Bailey went a bit lower than Jack was anticipating, and when you miss, you're not sure what someone's going to do. You're already committed. I think it just took him by surprise.
And I think they were so close that it robbed him of some rear downforce, and unfortunately around Jack went.
You know, that's big for Timmy Hill because he took the wave around, did not pit at the end of stage 1. He gets back on the lead lap and can make a pit stop here. And Stephen Parsons scored as the first truck 1 lap down, so he should get the free pass here, scored in 22nd as the 44.
Yeah, good break for the Pop Cells truck.
There's that pit road that's also aggravating to these teams, working it over with some tools there.
Crews they'll work on that pit road as much as they can and try all they can do before we probably will see pit stops, maybe short of the end of the 2nd stage, but certainly at the end of the 2nd stage.
Just underway, stage 2, and the caution is out for Jack Wood. After a huge win against Penn State, the 2nd-ranked Buckeyes are back on Big Noon to face off against Purdue. It all starts 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow with Big Noon kickoff live from Lubbock ahead of the Colorado-Texas Tech game. Then it's Purdue-Ohio State at noon, only on Fox.
Go Purdue.
Big one in the Big Ten. Boiler up, as my wife Audra would say.
Yeah, never really been a Purdue fan, but I will be.
That's because you're a Michigan guy.
Yeah, true.
And they're playing the Buckeyes, right?
Yeah.
Christian Eckes running 3rd, Regan.
Well, Adam Christian Eckes this run here, still free like he was the first run of the race, but something interesting on the radio a moment ago I picked up on, they were talking about cycles on tires. He said, let's see what it does this next run. This will be the first time that we run on cycle tires. What that means is the tires got hot, they cooled off some, they're gonna get hot again. Michael and Phil, you know as well as I do, that affects the balance some when you do that. And Todd, I think that could be a big deal as this run plays out here.
Yeah, guys, I think I might have figured a little something out on these pit stalls. You know, we are out here in the desert, and there's a lot of sand blowing around. And when I watch these guys with their blowers blowing their pit stalls, it's not so much rubber that I see them blowing. I see a lot of sand blowing, so that might be part of the problem.
Well, they've worked on those stalls in this period of racing, so when they make their second stops of the night, we'll see if they've solved the problem. Front row for the restart going to come as we complete lap 19. Going to be 25 to go in the stage. And it's Majeski outside of Heim.
Look at that battle already. Bumping and banging.
You said pushing and shoving, Mike.
And I also said 4 and 5 wide.
We've got all that.
If you can count it in there somewhere, it's there.
Heim able to sneak by on the restart. A little crossover from Majeski as they head to turn 3.
Now on that 2 truck, Nick Sanchez, he's been solid in this first stage and a bit. There's Lane Riggs also battling for a top 5 spot.
Adam, you talked about in Milwaukee how that thing really came on late. There is battling Connor Mozak right now.
He's ahead of schedule, actually. I said he did it in the final stage. Here we are midway through stage 2, and the 38 has surfaced at the front.
Grant Enfinger back there behind Mozak.
Restart violation for the 5 of Dean Thompson. Tough break for him. He spent the early portion of this race every lap inside the top 10.
Man, that 38 truck looks good, doesn't it?
Sure does.
There's Dean Thompson. He'll have to serve that penalty.
It's a shame as good a truck and as good a run as Dean's had.
Got to get down to the bottom, let these guys know he's pitting.
Chase Purdy, the 77, trying to make his way around Dean. You have to stay in line till you get to start-finish line. You see him pull out of line, move down to the bottom. He didn't necessarily improve his position, but that's not the rule. You have to stay in line till you get to that start-finish line.
This track just promotes a lack of patience on these restarts, Mike.
Yeah, you've got to go at them, and these guys know it. They've watched race films. They've seen what happens on these restarts, and so they get with it in a hurry. Jack was just a little bit too much of a hurry there.
Corey Heim has led 14 laps tonight, and he's in charge right now with 22 to go on the stage. 16 laps to go at Phoenix Raceway. It's championship night for the Craftsman Truck Series with Michael Waltrip, Bill Parsons. I'm Adam Alexander. Ty Majeski has taken over the top spot from Corey Heim. Happened while we were away.
It doesn't take him long to make a move, does it? He was able to grab the lead. First of all, he slipped down on the bottom. They made some contact. Look at that. Sideways is Majeski. Didn't work on the bottom, so you know what he did, Phil? Let's go down this other end.
Close call down there, and I love how Corey Heim felt that he was there and moved up the racetrack to give him more room. You see him now. You can hear him get out of the run. You can hear the tires squealing.
And now, let's go up top and try to get this done.
And Corey Heim realizes we have a long way to go. We're only halfway in this race. Let's try to live and fight another time. And once he got the lead, he just flat drove away.
Grant Enfinger's had a busy night, hadn't he? He's been back in traffic most of the race. Heim and Majeski have been up there in the front, and Grant's just been battling tooth and nail with these guys all night long. And when you're back in traffic, you're going to have some issues. 3 wide. I think he's 4 wide for a second.
He cleared himself there, didn't he? Enfinger in the 9.
Taylor Gray, the 17. We haven't talked a whole lot about Taylor. Again, he was 1 pump away at Martinsville from being in this Final Four.
Jack Wood crash brought out that second caution of the night. He has been released from the care center.
Taylor Gray's had a very steady, consistent year. You said it, Phil. It looked like he had victory in his graphs at Martinsville. What a different feeling it would be here in Phoenix had he gotten that win.
I mean, ironically, he wins that race. Ty Majeski would not be a part of the championship 4. And we saw something similar last year with Majeski's teammate Ben Rhodes got to Phoenix on a tiebreaker. He goes on to win the championship. The margins in this format of the playoffs, anything can happen. You've got to take care of your business.
And that's one of the things I thought about after Martinsville. We really didn't talk about it much, but if I'm Christian Eckes and he's the one that bumped Taylor Gray out of the way, do I want to race Taylor Gray for the championship, or do I want to race Ty Majeski for the championship? Obviously, Ty Majeski's looking pretty good.
Well, Phil, just a moment ago, we saw on the screen right there, Grant Enfinger making the pass to 7th of Stuart Friesen. He used the apron to do that, and very interesting, that was good communication from spotter Tim Fedewa to Grant. He said, we've been getting killed all night long by not using the apron. Use the apron, it'll help us get even with those guys going into the corner. 2 laps later, it worked out perfectly for him. I love when teams communicate like that on the radios.
Regan, he's also using the shifter to get things done. He's gearing down in the corners.
Inside of 10 laps to go, stage 2. We're going side by side here at Phoenix. Majeski leading Heim by 2.4 seconds. 4 laps to go. Make it 3 laps to go this time around for Ty Majeski, who continues more than 2 seconds in front of second place Corey Heim. And while we were away, you were watching that great battle for third, Riggs and Sanchez, a couple of non-playoff drivers going at it. And here's 2 more, Taylor Gray, Stuart Friesen for 8th.
Taylor Gray has a really good long-run truck. He's able to gain on these guys, running lap times comparable to our leader right now. And I think that's been a bit of a thing, Bill. That 98 truck is lightning fast when the tires are fresh, but as they get hotter and hotter, he doesn't have that same advantage anymore. It'll be interesting to watch that final stage with all the laps that are in it to see how he can hang on.
Remember, this NASCAR gave these teams, allowed these teams an extra set of tires, so these teams will have 2 sets of tires laying in their pits after they pit at the end of this stage.
But if we were to go green, I mean, from a fuel perspective,
you're not going to stop under green.
Good to go all the way.
But if you get a caution, maybe with 2 or 3 laps to go, you might come down pit road. The leader may come down pit road. It's happened before.
We've also heard some of the crew chiefs telling me they might even get 2 tires if that's the case. Just anything to mix things up late in the going.
It's been a good night for Ty Majeski. Been a great weekend, actually. Good in practice yesterday. Qualified on the pole earlier today. And he's been out front for over 65 laps. He takes the green and white checkered flag and wins stage 2. Heim, the closest thing to his competition tonight. He finishes 2nd. Riggs and Sanchez inside the top 5. Next in line when you talk about the championship guys, Eckes was 5th. Enfinger comes home in the 7th position. 7th stage win of the year for Ty Majeski. He's the man out front at Phoenix. There it is, the Desert Mile, Phoenix Raceway. 18 miles west of downtown in Avondale, Arizona.
That's just beautiful, Adam.
It is.
I love this destination. All those campers.
Ty Majeski loves it too. He's led 76 laps tonight, won our 2nd stage, and he'll lead him onto pit road in just a moment.
10-4, what do you need? I said, just give me that balance. Whatever you need to do, just give me that right there and we'll win. I mean, it goes from like a 4-3 to a 4-9. Probably even worse than last run, so I got nothing for him here, boys. Let me work on here, bud.
Yeah, what Ty Majeski was talking about right there is this set of tires, stagger-wise, does not match up to what is on the truck. So they are adjusting the air pressure just a little bit to try to compensate for that. Other than that, Ty did not want any other changes. He said this thing's a rocket ship.
Tommy 11 had a clean stop here, made it into the box. The team told him to come in a little shallow and use some of the one's pit box. You can see some of those adjustments being made. Corey did sound a little bit dejected there at the end of this cycle, guys.
I think Christian Eck is way too loose on this set of tires. It starts loose, it stays loose, it does not tighten enough as he runs, and the 9-car of Grant Enfinger way too tight as he fires, or excuse me, too loose as he fires off. Can't get that truck to come in.
You know, I thought Corey Heim might actually get Majeski, but he had a little bit of wheel spin as he made the exit there on the pit lane.
You can see all those trucks just spinning the tires more than I've ever seen before as they were leaving the pits. It's amazing.
Heim actually dropped 3 positions, came off pit road in 5th. Ty Majeski holds serve, he's your leader. The 9-month journey in 2024 for the Craftsman Truck Series started in Daytona. It ends tonight in Phoenix. And we've hit the final stage. And in just over 50 laps, we'll be ready to present a trophy. And right now, the man that's getting it done, Ty Majeski, a winner in stage 2. He wins the race off pit road. He's been dominant tonight. Now he's going to try and finish the deal. And some of these other title contenders have work to do, including the 9 of Grant Enfinger, who will be 8th when we go green for this final stage.
Jeff, I'm going to do everything in my power to drive to the front. But be thinking about a Hail Mary. Like if the caution comes out at 10 laps, we got nothing to lose.
And Adam, something else to keep an eye on with the 9 truck right now. He has no fire-off speed. Of course, back in traffic, the best way to make up time is on these restarts, but they are struggling to get that thing to go early on in the runs as well.
I like his thinking, though, Phil. We got to do something different.
Yeah.
And he's saying if they run 5 laps now, or 10 at least, they're going to have to pit and get on some new tires and try to get on a different schedule.
Yeah, and it doesn't put them at a real disadvantage because, again, we've talked about that extra set of tires that they have in the pits.
No surprise, Majeski takes the outside lane for the restart here, Michael.
He can take whatever he wants and he's going to drive off away from him. He's just so fast in the short run.
Sanchez is inside, right behind him. Second in the championship chase right now, Christian Eckes.
Look at Corey Heim. Way down low.
Sanchez trying to jump out to the race lead.
Majeski going to fight back on the outside off of turn 2.
Whoa, into the wall.
Connor Mozak into the wall.
And there it goes around Tyler Ankrum.
Ankrum, the 18. William Sawalich out of shape. And this can happen a lot at this racetrack. Contact on restarts.
27 of Frankie Muniz. A lot of fluid out of that truck.
Here's Stephen Parsons, the Pop Cells truck. You had nowhere to go.
You know, I don't think there's much. Maybe they can get that hood pinned back down and that truck can continue. Just barely made contact and the hood just blew up.
Reattach that that left front fender a little bit too.
Fourth caution of the night. Third for an incident on track. Some damage for Thad Moffitt in the 46.
We talk about how wild the restarts get as the night goes on. There's a perfect example of it. Connor Mozak just slid high.
I think everything else is in the aftermath of that when he bounced off the wall at a slower pace.
Hate it for Mozak, who was having such a good night. Hate it for Tyler Ankrum, who really has been good in 2024. First year at McAnally Hilgeman Racing. Made the playoffs, advanced to the round of 8.
Stephen Parsons had rallied from being a lap down early, was running inside the top 15. I think that truck's fixable though. See if we can tell why. I think Mozak just ran out of room trying to go on the high side of Eckes, battling up in the top 5.
Yeah, I think Stephen just caught a piece of the 18 of Tyler Ankrum.
Look at Matt Crafton, the veteran, the crafty veteran slipping through that mess. There you see how Mozak just ran out of racetrack.
Pretty hard hit for Sawalich here. Boom, into the inside wall.
I think that's why Stefan moved down the racetrack to give Sawalich room and again just clip the 18 of Ankrum.
You see the window net down for the one of William Sawalich, so he'll be done as well. Doing triple duty this weekend. ARCA earlier today, trucks tonight. He'll do his second Xfinity start tomorrow for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Tough night for some of these racers. We'd had a pretty calm race, but it's only going to get more and more hectic. What a great start it was for Nick Sanchez. Was almost ahead of Majeski when that caution flag flew. Corey Heim was way low when they threw the green flag. Nascar might be looking at this restart by the 11th. Clearly drove to the bottom before the start-finish line. There, Phil, because you're stuffed up behind another truck. You can't see where that start-finish line is. You just try to feel where it's at.
We said it earlier. It's tough to be patient. It's so tempting to go down there, but as Michael said, if you're next in line, it's just common sense to follow the guy in front of you and think the green light is on. We'll follow up with that story when we come back. Caution out for the 4th time tonight, early in the final stage at Phoenix. Back live in Phoenix, it's the final race of the year for the Craftsman Truck Series. It just got underway in the final stage, and our 4th caution of the night, a crash down the back straightaway, has led to our first red flag. Going to be a little bit before they can get this thing cleaned up.
What a mess it was. We saw all the fluid coming out of trucks. You see the 7 truck into the outside wall, and then people just scrambling from there.
This launch with a hard hit to the inside wall as well.
Some of those guys sneaking through there. See, Stuart Friesen was able to do so. Matt Crafton too.
There's Bailey Curry going by right now.
And the drivers involved in the crash, not the only ones having an issue on this restart. Let's look back once again at Corey Heim.
We wondered if he dove to the bottom before the start-finish line, and NASCAR deemed that he did. Out of line before the start-finish line, he'll have to serve a drive-through penalty.
And it's hard to believe that that's his first penalty all year. No speeding on pit road, anything like that.
And with his caution coming
the
out.
38 cut back to the right. I mean, we were all trending that way. I was following him down, then he straightened his truck back up. I was following his line, and he is the one who changed lines, not me.
There's always going to be that debate about what he saw and why Corey Heim made that move.
But you know, with the caution coming out like it did, his penalty will now be just start at the tail end instead of that pass-through penalty under green. I mean, that's a good situation for them the way this worked out.
I think NASCAR took some extra time to make sure they were right in making that call, and they're very comfortable with that call being the right way. So it's going to be fun to watch Corey Heim make his way from the back of the pack for sure.
Grant Enfinger 7th right now, Regan.
Well, that's right, Adam. You're running in the 7th position. His crew chief, Jeff Jankowicz. We know that you guys have been struggling on restarts a little bit tonight so far. How do you make up those 6 positions you need to get up to the lead, though, with what's going on?
Yeah, we just got to get aggressive on these restarts. We just haven't had the grip that those guys have to fire off. At the end of the run, our truck has really good speeds. Our lap times are comparable to the leaders, but it's just too late by then. So we've been working on some air pressures, trying to get some fire-off speed here. It's all about the restarts. They're kind of crazy. If he picks the right line and gets some good momentum, I think we can get up there a little bit. It seemed to fire off a little bit better. It was only one corner, but he was able to maintain and make a couple passes. So I think we're heading in the right direction. If it goes green, we'll just have to go here on the restart and hope it all plays out. But if we get another caution, I think we can keep working on it and get it better.
All right, good luck the rest of the night. Thanks. Todd?
Here with Kevin Bono Mannion, crew chief for Nick Sanchez. Man, you guys been hanging around the top 5 the whole race. Little loose to begin. Going to fire off on this restart in second. What you got for him?
Well, it just, we started a year out with a win. We'd like to close it out with a win. You got to kind of bookend, Nick's last race with us. He's moving on. But, really, Chevy Gamebridge has been really, really good tonight. And, we were hoping we were racing here for a championship, just come up a little short last week. So just trying to be respectful for the guys in a championship, but still race hard and go for a win.
There you go, getting another win, maybe 3 this year, Amanda.
Well, Todd, I heard Scott Zipadelli tell Corey Heim, we're going to lose this battle. However, we can still win this war. How do you keep Corey's mind at peace and ready for what's ahead of him?
You ever tease a cage tiger? It's probably what I have right now. Yeah, he doesn't quite understand. He doesn't have the picture we have. So, yeah, we'll serve the penalty, and we've got 47 laps to get back to the front. Hopefully we'll catch a caution or 2, and they'll re-rack them, and maybe another pit stop, but it's not over yet. Our truck's good, so hopefully we can get our Safe Light Toyota Pro up victory lane.
Corey Heim, a caged tiger. Sounds pretty threatening, Regan.
Well, Chris Neck has been running in the 5th place right now currently. Charles and Ike, you guys have been working on this truck all night long, trying to find that perfect balance. Are we close enough with that yet to make a run at it in this final run?
Yeah, we're close. We're a little bit too free still, so we're fighting that and trying to find the right long run balance here. But hopefully we fire off good after this restart. Christian's doing good. We're fighting to the end. So hopefully we just get the balance that we need and maybe not quite so free. We'll be able to do a little bit better here.
Adam, we knew this was going to be a battle to the end tonight. These guys are all still right in the game trying to get this championship.
No one giving up, and everybody still got a chance in the game with 47 laps to go. I look at what Ty Majeski has been able to do, and championship moments are all about rising to the occasion and stepping up. And you look at his performance tonight. I mean, not only winning the pole earlier today, but taking advantage of things in that second stage, getting that green and white checkered flag. He's led 85 laps, and everybody else in the championship hunt appears to be fighting something. They right now in total control.
And I think a lot of that happened at the shop. A lot of that preparation that Joe Shear and all his guys did at that shop has a lot to do with how that 98 truck is running.
The red flag has been lifted. Trucks rolling again. Green flag back in the air when we return to Phoenix. Sunday, some of the top women's college hoops teams are on FS1, starting at 1 Eastern as number 11 Duke gets 18th ranked Maryland. Then at 7, Hannah Hidalgo leads number 6 Notre Dame against Purdue. Little in-state rivalry there. It all tips Sunday, only on FS1.
Big weekend for Purdue.
Yeah, they're all over the Fox family of networks.
Just covered up.
I hate to say it, I think they're an underdog in both games.
I say go Maryland against Duke.
That's an old ACC matchup.
Yes, yes.
Warming their tires up, cleaning all the debris, loose debris off of them. That's what the swerving back and forth is for, so that they can be set on go when this green flag flies.
There's Corey Heim serving his penalty, going to drop to the back of the pack.
Our producers and camera people caught the perfect angle of the move that was deemed to be out of line before the start-finish line. I think it's pretty clear there. While it was very close, he definitely moved out of line before the start-finish line.
So a lot of room up front to work if you're Ty Majeski with these other playoff drivers fighting through some tough times.
And then we just need to take it easy on tires if this thing goes the rest of the way. I just don't want to give up the portion of the run we're good at. You know, I'd rather build up a lead and keep it, try and keep it, you know. That's why I was, you know, I think our biggest competition is to the back now.
That sounded like me, Joe Shear, saying, you know, let's pull the reins back on this thing a little bit. There's crew chief Joe Shear. Let's not give it all you've been giving it in this early run. And Todd, being the race car driver he is, no, I got to go.
Let's get a lead. Let's get a lead.
I want to get that big lead. And they don't know about Lane Riggs yet. I think Lane really has improved that number 38 truck. He jumps around Sanchez on this restart and gets behind Majeski. He could see that he's not going to drive away like he's been driving away.
You know, none of our championship drivers have won a title before, so we will have a first-time champion. But ThorSport has won it on 5 different occasions, including 2 of the last 3 with Ty's teammate Ben Rhodes.
And Matt Crafton, the other 3 championships for ThorSport.
And I kind of wonder if Ty Majeski cares whether Lane Riggs wins it or not.
Yeah, I was just saying, he's not worried about him.
He's worried about that 19 truck, that 11 truck, and that 9 truck.
Restart, 43 laps to go. Majeski Sanchez on the front row at Phoenix.
There goes Majeski.
Here comes Eckes.
Eckes not wasting any time. 3 wide for second. Sanchez going in the wrong direction. Riggs up to second behind Majeski.
How about Enfinger, Michael?
Yeah, Grant to the bottom. Can he crack that top 5?
Behind Enfinger, his old teammate, Raja Karuth. Haven't said his name a lot tonight.
Eckes back to the 7th spot.
Lane Riggs can heat up Ty Majeski. That 38 Love truck has been on the move all night.
And I'm like Joe Shear, don't worry so much about that yellow 38 truck.
Oh, loses Majeski there.
Don't need to overheat those tires trying to keep that 38 truck behind him.
Looking at our championship drivers, Majeski leads. 5th for Enfinger, 6th for Eckes, and Heim has worked his way back to the top 15 after the penalty that led him to the back on the restart.
Christian just doesn't have the truck under him that he's looking for.
Look at Heim. Elbows up for driver 11.
And 66 is going around.
Now things could get interesting.
That caution is exactly what Corey Heim needed. We heard Zippy talk about maybe a couple caution flags to bunch the pack back up. It has done that. Corey Heim already back up into the top 10, guys.
Yes, but does he thinking about coming and getting tires.
I certainly would think about it.
I mean, I would consider it. They got 2 sets laying, like we said. If it goes green all the way, that could be the difference maker.
Right now, I have 22 trucks being shown on the lead lap, and that could play a role on how you manage strategy as well.
They've only had 5 green flag laps since they all pitted on lap number 94.
It feels longer because it's been like 20 minutes.
It's been an hour or 5 green flag laps.
Oh, Connor Jones just
with his teammate, battling with Jake Garcia's teammate.
Like we saw earlier, just couldn't make the corner considering that Garcia went lower. Wasn't prepared for that. A great job of swinging around the outside. Was that Ben Rhodes?
It was Ben Rhodes, another one of the teammates for Thorsport.
Well, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them out there.
Look at Corey Heim right there. He threw it up in 3rd gear and gunned it off turn 2. Whoa, Ben Rhodes.
Nice job by Ben Rhodes.
That's incredible. Listen to him shifting.
Almost ran out of room there against the inside wall. We can see out his right side window that 66 truck going around.
Hey, by the way, Caden Honeycutt got a penalty on that restart violation. But this caution working for him like it did for Corey Heim. So instead of doing the pass through under green, he'll drop to the rear. And right now he's being scored in the 13th position.
I think Corey Heim right now is pulling up beside the 13. Probably feels as though he should have that spot. They'll just let them figure out what to do here. Here they come.
Grant Enfinger, we heard him say we need to make a Hail Mary, and this is it.
Christian Eckes coming as well.
Majeski stays on the racetrack.
Got a long way to go to get around to the front end of pit road. And when they get there and get in their stall, Regan will be waiting on them. Here's the 9,
yesterday, the 19 of Charleston Knight, crew chief for Christian Eckes told me that they would do whatever they had to do to keep tires on this truck. He was going to win or lose with tires. Right now needs a little bit more grip. That's what they're going to adjust for on that. The 9-car Grant Enfinger, the best that they have been all day, and he too wanted to be on offense here as the race comes towards the end.
Enfinger will win the battle off of pit road over Eckes and Raja Caruth, and that may be one of the situations, Adam, when you're a little bit of a disadvantage being the leader. Majeski stays on the racetrack, and those other guys said, we're going to do the opposite of what he does.
And you said it, but this has worked pretty good for Corey Heim, right? I mean, he's back in a decent position here for the restart, inside of 35 to go. 35 laps to go, season finale for the Craftsman Truck Series. Championship on the line for the tailgaters tonight. You know, we've always said defense wins championships, but it was offense for both the 9 and 19 here. They come down pit road, they will be on the attack.
I love it. I know Jeff Stankiewicz and Grant Enfinger have been planning to be on offense for the last 50 to 70 laps.
Yeah, Grant knew that he didn't have the truck to go win the race with, so they had to do something different.
Right there, that's where they're going to restart.
They're going to be coming in hot.
Now, the good news for Corey Heim is he's regained a ton of track position after the penalty. Bad news is, Michael, he's on the same tires as Ty Majeski, so not a huge advantage there for him. You know, everyone from 15th on back, those 2 playoff guys, Enfinger and Eckes, they made pit stops. But when you look at some of the trucks right in front of the 9 and 19, these are trucks that haven't been a big part of the conversation tonight. They should jump into the top 10 almost immediately.
Yeah, I'd say on the first, on turns 1 and 2, they'll pass 4 or 5 trucks down here.
Remember how quickly Corey Heim got to the top 10, and that was on the same tires. He did not stop. He just served this penalty and went to the back of the pack.
Watch back there in row 8 or 10. Yellow truck of Grant Enfinger on the bottom behind the other yellow truck that's swerving back and forth. There you see Grant. He's going to be on the gas. Just got to be careful, Phil. We've seen a couple of restart violations. Don't get on the gas too early.
33 to go.
Goes Corey Heim.
Heim from 8th. Up to 4th on the restart.
Oh, trouble.
In that low lane. There goes Lane number 5.
Nathan Bird in the 0-2.
Make it caution 6. 6th yellow flag of the night here at Phoenix.
Guys, you look at our ticker, left side of the screen, Corey Heim, 8th to 3rd, and one set of corners.
1 corners. There's the 0-2. Let's see what happens. Nathan Gray with a lot of pressure up the middle.
Look at Corey Heim, that red truck on the inside. Is there going to be contact here?
Oh, he just slid up into the side of Sanchez.
He needed a little bit more room.
We've seen that 2 or 3 times tonight. It's just hard to tuck that thing down on the low side when you don't have the arrow pushing down on your truck like you're used to.
It's fun to watch Corey Heim there, though, go from 8th to 3rd.
Nice job around the top there. Let's see who that was.
There's another look at it.
Tanner Gray in the 15. Look at that. He just barely slips by. This ought to be fun. Corey Heim going to work.
Watch him drive by Daniel Dye. Down way off the racetrack.
Look at the pressure, the intensity on Joe Shear. Knowing what all is at stake. Knowing that we were probably going to see a lot of cautions as this race winds down.
You know, we had 7 cautions in the final stage a year ago, 12 overall. We've already had 2 cautions in the final stage tonight.
And a long way to go, Adam.
Indeed. Just under 30 laps remaining when we get this next restart. Ty Majeski leading, and a lot to manage at the front of the field.
Okay, that puts the 11 right back in competition with us. You got enough to hold him off?
We're going to find out. There ain't nothing we can do about it, can we?
Guys, I've known Joe Shear a long time, and this is the most pressure. I've never seen Joe like this. And when Corey went to the back, they thought they had that cushion. And lo and behold, Corey drove it back to the front, and Joe's not happy about it.
What did Zippy call his driver, Corey Heim?
A caged tiger.
Caged tiger.
Rawr.
Let's hear from
They
him,
absolutely
Amanda.
love the caged tiger reference. We saw Corey Heim take a bite out from 8th to 3rd in 1 quarter. How proud are you for Corey and the composure that he's keeping right now?
Well, I'm not. You obviously haven't been listening to the radio chatter. He kind of lost his composure for a little while, but I mean that goes without saying, you know. So yeah, we just told him reset, refocus. We're back where we need to be, and now we just gotta get in front of that 98 and hold them off.
What's possible?
It's possible, yeah. I think the 98 can take off really well, but I think he hurts his tires running that hard. Kind of the line he's running, so hopefully we're better on the long run.
Todd?
Joe Shear, I've never seen you under this kind of pressure. You thought that the 11 had gone to the back. You had a little cushion, and that's gone now.
Yeah, exactly. I hate cautions. It's the way it goes. We still got a pretty good truck. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to get interesting.
Good luck, buddy.
But he knows this pressure. I mean, he won the championship with Johnny Sauter 2016. Here's the other thought. We're getting all these cautions, so we keep adding trucks back to the lead lap. We're at 24 trucks on the lead lap right now. So as you start thinking ahead, and do some of these drivers up front right now who have not made that pit stop in the final stage, do they come at some point? And if they do, all of that track position they're going to get back to the field? Or does everybody come one more time? A lot to think about.
If they don't come, we've been able to witness what Corey Heim did on that restart. If you have fresher tires than everybody, and they have 30 laps in their tires, you can go from 20th. We saw Grant Enfinger go from 20th last year to battling Ben Rhodes for that championship in just a couple laps. The tires make so much difference, especially on that restart.
That the replays we've shown of the action in 1 and 2 makes it not matter how many trucks are on the lead lap. You can eat up a bunch of them right down there, and right when they say go. I don't know. I kind of like where 9 and 19 are for choosing here for the restart. They're on fresher tires. If we can calm this field down a little bit, which is a big if, I know, these guys are in a really good position.
I like this. 98 goes outside. No surprise for Majeski. He's done it all night long. But Heim, who was third, jumps out there right behind him.
There you see Daniel Dye in that Napa truck. He's put himself in the top 5 here. And the Gray brothers side by side in the 3rd row. A couple of fast trucks there as well.
Yeah, Tanner quietly getting it done this evening in the 15.
See Grant Enfinger back on the inside. It's going to be interesting to see Christian Eckes on the outside. Both of them, again, with fresher tires.
I think I would rather be Grant on the bottom because
That's
we
what I'm
saw
thinking.
what Heim did by just diving to the bottom early. Now, you could go up high, too, in 1 and 2, but we saw Connor Mosack try that, and he got out of shape and into the wall. So a little bit more risky, I think, for Eckes swinging in there on the outside of 5 wide.
And Enfinger actually had made up more ground on that last restart. Scoring loop got him, so he went from like 8th to 12th. Majeski, Sanchez, front row, 27 laps to go.
Doesn't sound like that many laps, Adam.
Don't say that to Joe Shearer, Ty Majeski.
Look at Enfinger, bam! 5 wide on the bottom.
And passing trucks, passing a lot of trucks.
Heim is clear in 2nd. Sanchez falls to 3rd.
But Eckes now on the outside up to about the 5th spot.
We were talking Enfinger. Here comes Eckes. He too has those fresher tires.
Maybe the outside worked out well for Eckes.
A great run around the top, down on the inside of the 43 of Dye.
He's done a little bit of everything in the first lap and a half. He went high, he went low, and he's making up ground. Eckes now 5th.
Grant Enfinger 3 wide on the back straightaway.
Connor Mosack, after going wide on that restart earlier, bringing out the caution. He's back in the top 10.
Remember, he has fresher tires as well. That forced his hand when he got on the outside wall. May work out for him.
Eckes now 4th. Remember, Eckes won this race last year. They got out of balance on strategy. A strategy call has him in position and on the move again tonight. He's working over Sanchez for 3rd.
And remember, Tom Majeski, we know how fast he is in the short run, but Corey Heim is only a 2nd behind him, and he's shown to have more speed in the long run.
I think right now Joe Shear's going to be worried about that 19 of Eckes. That truck is fast on those fresher tires. Again, it's not a huge amount of laps fresher, but every lap counts.
By the way, we were celebrating Daniel Dye. Restart violation for the 43, and he'll have to make a pass-through penalty. He was in the top 5. 1.2 second advantage out front for Majeski.
23 laps. If this thing stays green, you're going to hear from Heim and Eckes. Look at Eckes. Last time by, those first 3 trucks were the 3 fastest on the track.
Yeah, Majeski, Heim on the same tires. They both pitted last on lap number 94. Eckes 113.
Many of those were green flag, but every lap matters, Phil.
Yeah, only 5 green flag laps, but we've seen what Eckes has been able to do with that tire advantage on some of the other competitors.
27.42 the last lap for Majeski, 27.61 for Eckes.
We heard the conversation about Majeski wanting to go, go, go. We're going to see if that was the right thing to do.
Over 100 laps out front tonight for Ty Majeski. He's been outstanding. Can he finish the deal?
Only a 10th better than Eckes there.
Yeah, all these 3 trucks in clean racetrack right now, so we're going to get a pretty good barometer of how these 3 trucks stack up.
We've reached our Craftsman 20 to go. Ty Majeski leads. 2nd place, Corey Heim. Christian Eckes is 3rd. And the final of our championship 4 drivers, Grant Enfinger, is 6th. 6 seconds behind our race leader.
There's Grant battling with Taylor Gray. Wants to get that spot, get on his way.
Remember, Grant's been a little bit better on the longer run.
19 remaining. Majeski still leading. We're going side by side. The finish when we return. Been an incredible night for Ty Majeski. 13 laps to go in Phoenix. His advantage over second place Corey Heim, 3.2 seconds, and now he just wants a 13-mile drive to the championship.
And so many times that has not happened here at this racetrack. A late caution changes everything. You can see the speeds in our pylon there. Just about every lap, Majeski continues to be the fastest truck.
Bill, you hit on it at the opening of the show, how strong our championship four were here coming to Phoenix. What a year they've had. Well, you can see 4 of the top 5 trucks are those championship contenders.
6 of the last 8 races here had a final green flag stretch of 4 laps or less. So as you said, Phil, it's a long way from over.
And I think Joe Shear is probably going to try to hold his breath for these last 11 laps.
And you wonder if he's breathing easier? Heck no. He's just looking up at that monitor and that flag stand and says, please don't throw no caution.
Right now what he's thinking is, if they do throw the caution, do we come and get tires? We almost have to come and get tires. Even as many trucks that are on the lead lap, we almost have to come and get tires.
For Majeski, over 120 laps led tonight. It's the most laps he's led all season.
Daniel Dye there just in front of Heim. He served his penalty and came out between the leader, Majeski, and Corey Heim, and that's not good for the 11 truck. I'm sure he wants Daniel to get over and get out of the way, but he's fast enough to hold off Heim.
Few drivers to pay off inside the top 10, non-playoff drivers. Honeycutt had a penalty. He's 7th right now. Mozak, we talked about the issues he had on that restart. Went out to the wall off turn 2. But He's put himself in position for a top 10, scored in the 8th spot.
About Ben Rhodes, our defending champion, running up in the top 10 in 9th.
Lane Riggs had a spin. He's in the top 10.
I can't believe this truck. He bounced off the wall pretty hard in that big crash on the back straightaway and was able to overcome it running up inside the top 10. And there's Ben Rhodes, the defending champion.
What a great champion he's been to the couple times he's won this championship.
He hopes to celebrate with his teammate in 8 laps. ThorSport trying to go back-to-back winning titles, just like they did in 13 and 14 when Matt Craftsman delivered.
Tom Majeski is starting to catch some traffic now.
You know, you think about the story for Ty Majeski, a short track ace from Wisconsin. Starts racing in the Touring Series in NASCAR, bounced around a little bit, Xfinity and truck, could never catch on. Was working in the shop at ThorSport in 2021. Got a handful of starts, earned a full-time ride in 2022. He wins at Bristol in the playoffs, his first career win. It locks him into a position in the championship 4, but didn't quite have enough to win it 2 years ago. He's making his second appearance tonight, and he's making the most of it. Next time around, he'll be 5 laps away from a championship.
Virtually an insurmountable lead if we stay green of almost 4. Now it's over 4 seconds for Majeski.
This is not what Joe Shear wants to look in the TV.
He doesn't want to watch this at all.
That is crazy racing.
Nice move, though, by Raja Caruth.
Heim is second, but 4 seconds back.
I can't get any closer. I'm just stuck. I can't. I'm literally stuck. No, but just keep digging. He's a 70, you ran a 50.
That's just encouraging his driver to not give up. 2 things, Phil. Caution flag flies. You got to be ready to battle. And then the crew chief also has to say, with 2 laps to go, do I bring him to pit road? Adam talked about all the trucks on the lead lap. There's going to be a lot of decisions to be made if that caution were to fly.
And right now, Majeski, Joe Shear holding their breath that they can get to the white flag without seeing a caution flag.
Let's think about how they've managed this weekend. Last night in practice, jumped right off the truck, laid down a fast lap. Delivered in qualifying today, picking up his 6th pole of the year, 3rd in the playoffs. Set the tone for what this night could be like. Won that 2nd stage. He's been in charge most of the evening. And now less than 2 laps away from his first NASCAR championship. And it would be the 2nd for his crew chief, Joe Shear. They just want to see that white flag. And here it is, 1 to go for Ty Majeski.
I love how you set up what he's accomplished, Adam, in this sport, how hard he's worked for this opportunity, and how deserving of a champion Ty Majeski is going to be.
Off of turn 2 with a huge advantage. What a night for Ty Majeski. He dominates in Phoenix. Ty Majeski is your 2024 Craftsman Truck Series champion.
Oh, yeah, guys. So proud of you. Thank you so much. Yes! Joe Shear, you're one grandmother.
I'm glad he let off the button when he did.
Maybe just in time. We apologize for the language just in case.
Look at that crew.
So deserved for Majeski and Joe Shear. And how about Duke and Rhonda Thorson? Championship number 6 for them.
They get their 6th championship. Majeski gets his 6th career win. And think about all the damage that he's done late in the regular season and in the playoffs every year of his career. 2 wins in the playoffs in 2022. One of the last 2 races of the regular season this year. And his first playoff victory in 2024 comes in Phoenix, and it earns him a championship trophy.
Top of the show, we said you're going to have to win the race to win this championship. Well, our top 3 finishers are our championship 4, and 5th place in Finger was also one of the 4 championship contenders.
And it's the 2nd championship for crew chief Joe Shear. Todd?
Joe, 3 years with this kid. Last year, championship 4, didn't make it. Finally here, champion 2024.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. This kid is pretty spectacular here, and he knows, you know, what he wants, and he gives me good feedback. And you know, we're making a good notebook and everything together, and all this stuff is going together. And you know, this was a statement here. I have to thank Charles from the 19 team. He told me that I owed him one, but he told me to bring my A game here, so I brought my A game here.
You bring your A game every week, bud, and I know you see you and Ty together, and this is more than just a driver-crew chief relationship. You guys are buddies. I mean, you pick on each other, you rib each other, but you love each other in the end.
Yeah, we do. And you know, he's a Wisconsin driver, all from Wisconsin. We're just short track racers at heart, and we love this stuff. And I think we're going to get better and better.
I believe it. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Talk about stepping it up on the big stage. Majeski tonight leads 132 of 150 laps. Most dominant performance ever on championship night.
He started last night with that practice session. By far the fastest truck on average throughout that practice session.
Championship for Ford, Road Ranger, all the sponsors for Thor Sports. So cool to see this.
How about Tim Duggar's gonna ride to victory lane on the back of that truck?
Guess who texted me about 1 minute after the checkered flag? Duggar said, that's how you do it right there. He's a big fan of NASCAR racing. He's at all the races, doing concerts, just a good guy.
You know, you talk about Ford entering tonight. Ford had won 1 time in the last 22 races at Phoenix. It was Zane Smith a couple years ago when he won the championship. Majeski delivers here this evening, and by the way, becomes the 3rd driver from Wisconsin to win a truck title, joining Johnny Sauter and Travis Kvapil. Burn it down, Ty Majeski. You are a NASCAR champ.
That sound is the rev limiter too, by the way.
He doesn't care. The thrill of victory on the right, the agony of defeat on the left.
Well, what an outstanding year for that young man, Corey Hines. 6 wins. The most of anybody in the series.
Eckes won last week. He and Heim combined for 10 wins this season. Both were outstanding, but neither had quite enough here tonight. For Ty Majeski, let's go down to Regan.
Well, Ty Majeski emerges from the truck victorious and salutes the fans here at Phoenix. You can see the emotion, you can see the passion that Ty has, that he always has every time he's behind the wheel in this Craftsman Truck Series. Ty, what an absolutely dominant performance tonight by you and this race team. You are a Craftsman Truck Series champion.
God, I can't believe it. Just huge thank you to Duke Ronda Thorson, Joe Shear Jr. He's one bad dude. This is so much fun racing with this group. So proud to have the opportunity to drive these great race trucks. Man, this, you know, there's a lot of times in my career where this looks like a far dream, and Duke and Ronda really gave me my 3rd opportunity after I had 2 opportunities that failed, and man, I can't thank them enough. My wife, Allie, been there every step of the way. Man, we have had a lot of ups and downs, and just so proud of these guys.
You mentioned those ups and downs and the hard work. You were one of the most blue-collar drivers in all of motorsports. What does it say to all the other short trackers around that are trying to chase their dreams and do what you just did tonight in the Craftsman Truck Series?
It's possible. You just need to find your way to find a way to set yourself apart from everybody else. And I did that by working in the shop. Started as an engineer at ThorSport in 2021 with 3 or 4 races. Didn't know what it was going to turn into. And damn it, now we're champions. Huge thank you to Road Ranger, Curb Records, Soda Sense. We have so many partners that go into this. Again, Duke, Rhonda, Thorson, Allie. Man, this is special. We're going to celebrate this one.
What's that celebration going to look like tonight?
I don't know. Probably not like Ben Rhodes.
Ty Majeski, your 2024 Craftsman Truck Series champion.
The fans saluting him here in Phoenix. Such a great venue for championship weekend. Back to Todd.
Yeah, here with Corey Heim. Corey, I know you're disappointed. Second kind of stinks right now, but you got to look at the season as a whole and what you guys accomplished.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really disappointing to come up short like that. It's hard to even be upset. I mean, I did almost everything right except for that restart violation, but we were able to get our track position back pretty quick and make the most of it. I just had nothing for the 98, all day. He was so fast, but I'm just proud of myself for not driving through the fastest truck like I drove through last year with Hocevar, and we're going to move forward with our heads up high and 6-win season, career highs for myself, my team, organization, everybody, just one spot short of the championship.
It's Corey Heim. Adam.
Thank you, Todd. And I agree with him. I mean, the restart violation damaged his average running position, really didn't change the outcome of this race. We'll roll out the championship stage and continue the celebration in a moment. You know, this week, Ty Majeski said there aren't many tracks I would choose to go to over Phoenix. Tonight, we found out why. The 30-year-old from Seymour, Wisconsin, will host the biggest trophy in the Truck Series. He's a dominant winner tonight in the desert. It feels so good on top. It's all over for the Craftsman Truck Series here at Phoenix. Ty Majeski dominates and wins. He's your 2024 Craftsman Truck Series champion. We heard from Corey Heim, who finished second. Christian Eckes brought it home third. Let's hear from him now. Here's Todd Bodine.
Yeah, Christian, you and Charles, you kind of threw that Hail Mary going for them tires, but just couldn't get there at the end. But you got to look at the season as a whole. 4 wins, 22 out of 23 top 10s. My friend, that's numbers for a winning driver, great driver, so great job.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Just didn't have enough today. The 98 and the 11 were just stronger than us, so we kind of threw a Hail Mary there with tires, and I thought for a second I'd be able to catch them and just didn't have enough. So just want to say thank you to Napa Auto Care, Gates Hydraulics, Instacoat, Adaptive One Caliper. It's 2 years of my life. Wish we could have finished it off with a championship, but just came up a little short. So proud of my guys, and we'll move on to 2025.
Good luck next year, bud. Regan?
Well, Grant Enfinger, for his first year with CR7 Motorsports, comes up just a little bit short of the championship. 5th in the race, 4th in the championship. Grant, what more did you need there at the end to get up there and battle for it?
Honestly, just some more speed. Really proud of the CR7 Motorsports group. All we've overcome all year. I feel like we came here with the right mindset, the right game plan, and honestly, pretty much the right execution for the stuff in our control. We just flat out didn't have the speed tonight. So Jeff was trying everything he could on pit stops. We tried a little strategy there. Probably didn't help us any just because we only had 5 laps on our tires, but I commend them for making the call. We had to do something different. Thank you to everybody that's allowed us to do this, the whole Grant County Moge family, Larry, Janie, Cody, everybody at the Champion Power Equipment family. It is a special year. Definitely a disappointing performance for us tonight, but overall proud of everything we did. We just flat out didn't have the short run speed. I think after 15 laps we were respectable, but just couldn't go on the short run.
I can tell you, Carson, your son right there, he was proud of you, a big smile on his face when he ran up to you. Thanks, Grant.
You know, if you don't win the championship, you're disappointed. But the championship 4 drivers delivered tonight, leading every lap of the race. All 4 of them finishing inside the top 5. Here are the highlights for our winner, Ty Majeski.
Yeah, first championship, his third full-time season, 3 wins this year, but 6 championships for ThorSport, and that is the most all-time here in the Truck Series.
When they went short track racing this year, they knew they were going to have to beat Ty Majeski. And when you come to Phoenix, it's got a short track feel to it. You got to be very versatile, as he said in the opening. He was just that.
He has made his way to the championship stage. There's the climb out, and here is Amanda.
And Ty Majeski is going to make his way to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series championship stage as a first-time champion in front of his team as they welcome him up here as a champion, and a big hug from his wife as we get this all started. First, I want to thank from Craftsman, Bill Beck, the Chief Growth Officer, for being here with us and representing Craftsman here tonight. Also from NASCAR, the Executive Vice President, Chief Venue, and Racing Innovation Officer, Ben Kennedy, to present the championship trophy to Ty Majeski.
Ty, what an incredible season for you, for Toyota, and the entire ThorSport racing team, and Ford as well. You know how difficult it is to win these races in the Truck Series. You know how challenging it is to punch your ticket to playoffs. And importantly, make it to here at Phoenix Raceway and compete for a championship. And you not only did that, but you dominated here tonight. You could be crowned our champion. So on behalf of NASCAR, our millions of fans around the world, it is my honor to present to you the 2024 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship Trophy. Congratulations. I know you'll make us proud as our champion.
Thank you.
Ty, I'm sure that feeling is never going to get old, holding the weight of a championship trophy. And Ty, I mean, just look out at these fans here standing in front of your crew guys. I think a few of them still back there said they still want to throw up here tonight. Has this moment sunk in for you yet?
I don't think so. I'll tell you what, Amanda, it's been a long road here. There was a lot of times in my career where this looked like a far-fetched dream. And these people behind me, Duke, Rhonda, Allie, everybody at Ford really gave me another opportunity when my career looked like it could have ended. And they brought me on as an engineer in 2021 with a few races and turned into a full-time deal. Made our first championship 4 in 22, and now we're sitting here as champions. So just a huge testament to everybody back at ThorSport. So proud of Joe Shear. He is one bad dude. Man, this truck was absolutely phenomenal tonight. Thank you to all our partners, Road Ranger, Soda Sense, Curb Records, everybody that puts a hand on this truck back at the shop. We have another trophy coming back to Sandusky.
Ty, it was mentioned heading into this weekend, it was mentioned at the top of the broadcast as well. It's no secret that the best 4 trucks of the season was racing for this championship. To emerge a champion among those 4, how extra satisfying is that?
It means a lot. It really does. You know, and really any 4 that made it here, it was going to be hard. The 11 and the 19 and the 9 for that matter, they've been so good all year, and we've been able to match them at certain times of the season, and other times we're a step behind them, and we never quit at the shop. Everybody down building chassis, hanging these bodies, everybody work on these trucks, right? My road crew are the guys that build these trucks. Just badass pieces. It's a pleasure to drive them.
I keep looking at Joe Shear right behind you with just the biggest grin on his face. What would you like to say to him right now?
I love him to death. We have a lot of unfinished business yet. Our tenure has just begun. Can't wait to continue my career here, and yeah, keep winning races. A lot of fun.
Congratulations to Ty Majeski, a forever champion in the Craftsman Truck Series. I think the celebrations are just getting started up here, Adam.
Oh yeah, this one will last long into the night. There's no question about that. Final thoughts on what's been a remarkable year and an incredible championship night for Ty Majeski.
Yeah, and such a deserving champion, but I'm telling you, you can make a case for all 4 of these guys. The best 4 guys got here. I think this was the strongest 4 we said at the very top of the show that we've ever had racing for a championship. Ty was just so good. He started last night, actually started during the week at the shop. They prepared a truck so well, was so fast in practice, and that carried on to this race. But what a great year overall. We saw some outstanding performances, some breakout performances by maybe Sanchez and Rajah Caruth getting their first career wins. So a very, very great year here for the Craftsman Truck Series.
Just from the word go, I mean, the Truck Series was just so competitive all year long. We saw Christian Eckes and Corey Heim separate themselves from the rest. And then you saw Ty Majeski join those 2. And then Grant Enfinger says, you're going to hear from me in the playoffs. What a great year of great competition. And I just enjoyed every minute of it.
And there you see the season notes. Congratulations to all. Chevy, the manufacturer champion. Lane Riggs, Rookie of the Year. Thor Sport gets their 6th title as a team. Ty Majeski holding the big trophy for the first time in his career. It's been an awesome year for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the Fox family of networks. We thank you for watching. Outstanding work by our production staff. Mark Smith is our producer. Our director is Roger Vincent. Great job on pit road. Amanda Busick, Regan Smith, and Todd Bodine. Michael, Phil, outstanding as always. I enjoyed 2024 with you. It was a fun night in Avondale, Arizona. The first step of championship weekend for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And it's Ty Majeski who gets it done, and the celebration is already underway. Thank you so much for watching all season long. For our entire NASCAR on Fox family, I'm Adam Alexander. Congratulations, Ty Majeski. College football is next.